And welcome back to the channel here, everybody. Lucas from Mars, and we will continue here with this Miami Marlins franchise on MLB The Show 22 as we look at this Marlins team here. We go into the Major League Draft here for year one. And here we go. Today is the 2022 first year player draft, so we're going to go through the draft here, go through some of these picks. If you remember, some of the guys that we were looking at last episode. We are the number 6 pick here, so I think that's what I said in the last video. But I think we were a higher draft pick than I actually expected us to be going into this draft. So definitely a good place to be at right now. And there's Connie Lane, who's the first overall pick here in this franchise, and pretty average. I mean, he looks like he's average to above average in pretty much everything there. Jim Jimenez, that looks like a really good prospect right there. The number 2 pick of the Diamondbacks. Catcher is the top pick is a catcher there for the Orioles. And Mario Nunez here as well. Looks like a really good starting pitcher prospect. And then Eli Winston. So we're going to look at what those players look like. We're going to look at the draft selections after we're done here as well. So don't worry about that. But we go into this draft here. There's some decent players here left on the board. I mean, a top 10 pick. And there is definitely some guys that we're looking at here. Some blue chip prospects to look at. Bobby Dennis is one of them here. A really good, a really solid looking starting pitching prospect here in the first round, so I gave him a lot of thought here, but then I kept going back to Drew Rodriguez here, the 2025 LB ETA, a guy with 60 overall right now, very good. It looks like elite in the walk per nine stat, and very good in pretty much everything else. Got good velocity, got good break as well, and good arm strength and really good stamina. So I was liking Drew Rodriguez a lot here. And then another player that I kind of kept going back to was this catcher. We'll look at this catcher more here as well. But Travis Lopez was a guy that I kind of thought about as well at first base, although the 2026 ETA kind of scared me off a little bit of him. But another guy that I kept going back to here in this first round and this pick was Mario Guerrera, the catcher here. I mean, he looks really good. But I ended up going with Drew Rodriguez. I figured we can maybe get Guerrera in the second round because he was not a blue chip prospect. Oh, excuse me, not a blue chip prospect. Sorry about that voice crack. So we picked Drew Rodriguez in the first round, and then we go into the second round here, and look at what happens. Mario Guerrera is taken by the Pirates 2 picks before we are able to get him. I mean, I would have picked up Mario Guerrera. That would have been my second round selection if he was still there for sure, guaranteed. So just kind of unfortunate timing there. I mean, man, 2 picks in front of us, and we're gonna definitely check in on Mario Guerrera at the end of this draft for sure. So we end up getting Ricky Castellana at the pick there, and that's our second round selection. And then we go into the next round here, the competitive balance pick. And so we, at this point now, though, we're kind of running low on the guys that we have scouted here on the accuracy. So we're looking at guys now that are in the yellow for scouting accuracy. And I come back to Luis Cedeno, who was a guy that I focused on in the last episode. And that LB ETA, 75 overall, he's basically, if the scouting report is correct, this is a guy that's going to be able to play pretty much right away. So I really liked Luis Cedeno here. And even though the accuracy was a little bit lower than the other guys that we were looking at here, I figured that it would be a good spot to take here. I mean, right now we're only 27 and 27, so honestly, I kind of wanted to get some guys that I could use pretty much right away, and so that's one of the reasons that I kind of kept going for these guys with shorter MLB ETA. Is Bob Eubanks here was, one of the guys that I really looked at here, and so I liked him, but then I went back to him, and 2023 ETA. But also Brian Martins was another guy that I looked at here, 70 overall to start with 80 potential. I mean, he's got some good, decent stats. I mean, all across the board, average to above average and everything. And I know it's another starting pitcher, so kind of was like I didn't expect to be picking a lot of starting pitchers in this draft, but we ended up we're going with Brian Martins. And then we go into the next round, and Bob Eubanks is still there here at a starting pitcher. So you almost wonder if you just end up taking him, but I did not want to take another pitcher again. We had already taken a lot of pitchers here in this draft, but we just kept going back to Eubanks, and then we go to Reggie Ball here, who's a first baseman, and so we ended up taking him. I didn't want to get another pitcher there. We already had drafted 2 of them, and so we go in and go with Reggie Ball. And now at this point, we don't have a lot of accuracy in really anybody, so here now from now on, we're just kind of taking shots in the dark right now of some guys that we look at. I mean, right now we look at anybody in our draft board as 70 potential, so just not a lot of potential here. So we ended up going with a shot in the dark here, and a guy that we don't have any scouting accuracy really on, but does have 80 potential, and Lonnie Nuez was there. But then I also went with Salvador Espito, who was a guy that we still had yellow scouting accuracy on, and so that was the end of the first year player draft. So I hope you guys kind of enjoyed those selections, and let's see what we ended up getting here in this draft. And we're going to look at what we got in this draft and what ended up being around the league. So you see Drew Rodriguez here, a little bit of a snapshot, and all right, I'm okay with this first round pick here. 93 potential, and the overall is actually pretty decent already for him. I don't think I'm going to really do much with his stats. He is already 22, which is kind of a little bit older for a prospect, but either way, got really good walk per nine right now at 73, and the home run per nine is pretty darn low right now at 30, but got good velocity, got good break, so overall, I am happy with this first round pick. I do like Drew Rodriguez here. Unfortunately, though, not a lot of our other picks panned out very much. Ricky Castienda, a high C potential player, but a guy that's pretty underdeveloped at the moment. Luis Cedeno, decent at 65 overall, but only 76 potential, or 75 potential. Brian Martins only had 76 potential, so a lot of guys with C potential here. So unfortunately, we got Drew Rodriguez, but our draft wasn't incredible, honestly, I would say. We got the first guy there. Rodriguez is a good pitcher to build on, but honestly, I think we could have done a little bit better here in this draft. We didn't get anybody else with B potential, so you look at the Mets, and they had some good draft picks here. Josh Sanders, and the last round was an 87 potential, but then they had that guy at 94 potential. Dominic Palma here, a closing pitcher that the Phillies picked up in the first round. He looks super solid at 96 potential. Eli Winston at 93 potential here from the Washington, by Washington here, by the Nationals, and only a 53 overall. I don't know. I think I can go in and kind of change these ratings up a little bit. I'm going to probably have to do that. Colin Robas, look at this guy, 98 potential. But the thing is, he's only a 48 overall, which is, again, a very annoying feature of this game. And then there's Travis Lopez, who, was the guy we were looking at in the first round, a first baseman. Honestly, I think we ended up getting a better player in Drew Rodriguez. He got 92 potential, which is not awful, but we ended up doing a little bit better. Now we get to the Pirates, and this is going to be the moment of truth. And yeah, Mario Guerrero is pretty darn good. This was upsetting looking at this. This guy's already got 80 contact versus lefties and 50 contact versus righties. He's already got some great stats. The vision is really good. The fielding is not great for him, but he's only 20 years old and 87 potential. That would have been a excellent second round pick. And honestly, I'm not mad that we didn't get him in the first round, because I was really thinking about getting him in the first round potentially. So I'm not mad that I didn't get him in the first round, but man, I am kind of upset that he wasn't there in the second round. Just unfortunate there. That would have been a great second round pick for us. But there you go. There's probably the best draft pick of the whole class there, was at 94 overall, 94 potential, 70 overall pitcher there for the Diamondbacks. Really good prospect there. 92 potential here for Evan Baez. Not a great draft by the Giants there. And then there's a catcher. This is the first overall pick in this draft, is Connie Lane, and got good potential, but man, 42 overall. I really hope I can go in and change his ratings because he's never going to play a game in the MLB if those are actually his ratings. It just, I hate that. That's the most annoying, one of the most annoying things about the draft in this game is you get prospects like that and they're never going to play. But, hopefully I can go in and I can change his ratings a little bit. But it's interesting that the Orioles did that because, they have a young catcher right now already. So I'm not really sure why they went catcher first pick, but either way, very good player here. Randy Gibson, a center fielder. Man, I think we should have gone with this guy. I don't know. I think he was available in the first round when we were drafting, although the Tigers might have been a couple picks above us. I can't remember exactly, but man, that's a great draft pick right there. 97 potential. Fernando Bautista here. There's another outfielder that looks really, really good. And so just looking at the rest of this draft, not a great draft here, but the Mariners, 96 potential for the Rangers first round pick, and then we get back to us. So, I mean, when we compare our draft with a lot of other teams, we did all right. One of the weaker draft classes, not an amazing draft class, but an all right, decent one. So now we're gonna go into this next game here, 33-31, facing the 37-28 Houston Astros here. This is definitely an interesting matchup here. So we got this one game for you, and then we're gonna end this episode here. But either way, there's a look at their records again, and the Marlins are playing not too terribly. They're a couple games above 500 right now, and so looking at this series here, tied at one game apiece. Miami winning the first game here, and Houston winning the last game of this series. So definitely, some stuff at stake here. The series victory at stake right now as we go with Luis Garcia. Houston is going to go with Luis Garcia here in this matchup, and one of the better pitchers in the league right now to begin this season. 87 innings for him, and very, very good numbers. So definitely a tough task here for this Miami offense here as we get Joey Wendell leading off for Miami as Garcia in that slower windup that he has, and that's a very early swing timing and a ball. It's just ground out to first base. So Houston in their City Connect uniforms here in this game. Now there's a look at the starting lineup for the Marlins. There you got Joey Wendell, Jesus Sanchez batting 292, Jazz Chisholm, Roy Soler only batting 232 right now. And you just got to look at what the averages for everybody looks like in that batting order. Here's Jesus Sanchez batting 292 right now. Still one of the best hitters on the team. Still got an 889 OPS, 12 home runs, and 29 ribbies. So a very good season right now from Jesus Sanchez. But he takes that pitch, and now 1-0 here from Garcia. Is a swing and a ball crushed out to deep left field, and it is gone. Jesus Sanchez with home run number 13 on the year. And Miami is going to be out in front here early. 1-0 in the first. My, oh my, great swing right there by Sanchez way back into left field. 384 and off of the signs up there above the seats in left. That ball was absolutely mashed. So here's Garrett Cooper, who's, hitting the ball all right now. 278 with the average. Only 7 home runs and 18 RBIs, but not an awful season from him so far. He's got 2 men on here with 2 men out. So 20 pitches from Garcia in this first. I think it's been kind of a grind for him. But there's a swing and a fastball, and into center field. That's just going to be taken care of pretty easily and caught out there. So that's the end of the top of the first. But Jesus Sanchez, what a swing. And a ball absolutely crushed. And the Marlins have a 1-0 lead as we go into the bottom of the first inning. So I do like how the Marlins showing up in some road unis here, but they got the pinstripes on their pants. And so I like the look of the jersey here for the Marlins today. And there's Jesus Luzardo on the mound for Miami. We haven't focused on him too much this season, but in 69 innings, as a number 5 pitcher, not doing too bad at all. 3.49 ERA. Honestly, we'll take that from him. He's been all right in that number 5 role. So here we are with Kyle Tucker leading it off for Houston, and it's a pop-up right back behind the plate. Jacob Stallings makes the catch after taking off the mask there, and one down. So there's a look at this lineup here. We got Tucker leading it off, Jeremy Pena batting second, Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, one of the best hitters in the league there, Nico Goodrum, Chas McCormick, Alex Bregman, Yuli Gurriel, and Martin Maldonado as well in that lineup. And here he is a look at Yordan Alvarez, who, I mean, one of the best hitters in the league, and no surprise that he's doing incredible this season so far. 299 on the average there, and he swings and misses at a curveball down below the zone. That was a pitch right there by Luzardo. And at the end of one here, 1-0 Miami. Here's John Birdie now. You know, batting .313. He hasn't played a whole lot this season, but he's having a good year offensively so far. That is a strike 3 though in the corner there by Garcia, and the first strikeout of the game. And look at where that pitch was, right there on the corner. And they got John Birdie looking for sure right there, fooled them. And now a 2 down in the inning. Here is Jacob Stallings, still batting really well since getting back to the lineup, and he swings and misses late on that fastball there at the knees. And so Garcia, well, he bounces back pretty quickly there after a little bit after that home run in the first inning, and gets a couple of strikeouts and a 1-2-3 top of the second inning. So we go now to the bottom of the second, and here's Nico Goodrum, who's not hitting the best this season, only batting .238. But looking to get something started in this bottom of the second, leading the inning off. And here comes the first pitch to him from Goodrum, to Goodrum, and it's a swing and a drive out into center field, left center field, and it's going to be get down as Jesus Sanchez there. And he is able to stop it from going to the wall, but that is an extra base hit. And so a double from Nico Goodrum, his 8th of the season. Now it's Chas McCormick, who is only batting .204, so definitely struggling this year right now. But there's a ground ball to short. John Birdie, he is there. He makes a nice play. And a man on third base now with 1 down. So Houston seeking to get on the scoreboard, and Alex Bregman looking to do just that here. Batting all the way in the number 7 spot, which is interesting to me, but he draws a walk here. So ball 4. And now we have a man on first and third with 1 man out. And here's Yuli Gurriel, 274 average, and there's a grounder. And unfortunately, I think John Birdie forgot how many outs there were, because he throws it to first base. And yeah, that's what it appears happened there. I mean, I pressed the wrong button, I gotta be honest, but that is a big mental mistake as a run scores on what should have been an inning-ending double play. So, I mean, it's a little chopper right back to the mound, and Luzardo takes care of it for the third and final out of the inning, and a missed opportunity there from Miami, and John Birdie probably going to be kicking himself a little bit for that during this game. But we'll see if it really comes into play here later on, as we're in the bottom of the third now, and Jeremy Pena leading off the inning, and he swings and drives one into the outfield and into right for a single. There's to the Cruz there, stopping that ball, and Jeremy Pena, the rookie, getting on with a single. So now here's Jose Altuve, who has been, just all right this season, honestly, offensively, batting, .265. So not incredible, but not awful either. He's got a man on first here, and there goes Pena trying to steal second base, and he is successful. His 5th stolen base of the year. And so now here's Altuve looking to cash in, and that ball is grounded into the outfield and through as the throw comes home, and safe at the plate is Pena. Jose Altuve gets an RBI single. Honestly, I think Jesus Aguilar took a bad route on that baseball, and now he's at second base, and there's a base hit into the outfield, and now Altuve coming around, and the throw is offline, and another run will score as Yordan Alvarez coming up clutch there and making it 3-1 on a base hit up the middle. So a couple of stars here for Space City for Houston coming up clutch here in this third inning and giving the lead to the Astros as that ball is inside but is strike two on the corner. And here's Nico Goodrum, who started this inning off with the double, and he strikes out there. So that's his second strikeout from Luzardo. We didn't think, oh no, he didn't start out the inning. He started off the bottom of the second inning. But now it's McCormick, and McCormick looks at a fastball there down in the corner. Now the count has run full here with a 3-2 count. Here comes a pitch to McCormick. Swing and a miss on a pitch inside on the inside corner. And that was a pretty filthy pitch right there from Luzardo. But unfortunately here for Miami, a couple of runs on the board for Houston, and they trail now 3-1. So here's Jesus Aguilar, 9 home runs, 35 ribbies, a 256 average, and well, here we go. 2-1 is there at the very bottom of the zone. That was a great pitch from Garcia. Now the count is full, and oh man, looking at a slider right down the middle. That was a pitch you got to swing out there if you're Aguilar. The third strikeout of the game from Garcia, and I mean, no good reason to be looking at that pitch, and Aguilar knew it right away. So the third strikeout of the game, and there's a swing and a drive, but it's right to the outfielder there. Garrett Cooper flies out to center field, and it is a final out of the fourth. So we go into the bottom half of the fourth, and now here's Alex Bregman coming on up. He got that sac fly, or he did get the RBI, or no, never mind. He walked in the second inning. I don't know what I'm saying, but he walked, and I think he came around to score, but maybe not. And here comes a full count pitch to him, though. It's a swing and a drive, a liner to left, and it's going to go over the wall. Home run, Alex Bregman. Number 12 for him on the season, and an absolute line drive shot, and it's a 3-run lead for the Astros. So 4-1, Houston, and well, there's Bregman saying hello to the camera there after that swing, and I mean, man, a no doubt home run. It didn't go up by much, but just such a solid line drive. Exit velo of 105 miles an hour. Alex Bregman absolutely mashed that ball, and so now here's Yuli Gurriel with a 3-run lead now for the Astros, and that fastball, perfect pitch from Luzardo, fourth strikeout of the game, and a great swing there at a pitch way outside of the zone. So Luzardo honestly struggling a little bit right now, but that's exactly what he needed, a double play, and this time they turn it. But Houston will get a run. They add on, and it's a 4-1 game now here at the end of 4 innings in this one. And a great swing there, and another look at the no-doubter from Alex Bregman. So we go to the top of the fifth, and obviously besides the home run by by Jesus Sanchez, not much has been going right for this offense at the moment in this game. And there's a strikeout there of John Birdie, and a nice pitch there got him looking. The fourth strikeout of the game, and that was a really good pitch there at the knees by Birdie. And now here's Brian De La Cruz up, and he's going to swing and send a ball into the gap there in right center field. That is going to go all the way to the wall, and he will have himself a double here as he's in a scoring position. De La Cruz with his 13th double of the year, and now it's Joey Wendell with 2 down in the inning, and Wendell looks to take advantage, and it's a ball dropping in front of the center fielder, and there comes Brian De La Cruz, and a run will come in as it's a 2-run game now for Miami. Great job by Wendell there, swinging and driving it right back from where it came from into center field, and they're able to cash in on the double from De La Cruz. And now Jesus Sanchez up, and he's going to swing and ground it over to short, and that is going to be the end of the top of the fifth. But Joey Wendell, great swing and a great job there of making it a 2-run game here. And so 2-4, halfway home at Houston here in this one tonight. So now we go to the bottom of the 5th, and here's Jeremy Pena. A couple of singles already for him in this game. The rookie's having a good performance to this point, and now 3-2 to him is a swing and a ball driven into center field. There goes Sanchez, and he's not going to get there as it lands just out of his reach, and another hit here for De La Rosa as Jeremy Pena, 9th double of the season and his 3rd hit in this game. Now it's Jordan Alvarez, and that is a pitch runs inside and clunks him on the elbow there, and a hit batter. That is not what you want to see from Luzardo. When it was 73 pitches, now Nico Goodrum coming up. It looks like that is going to be it from Luzardo. Trying to get 5 innings out of him in this one, but it just does not happen. And unfortunately, not an amazing game from Jesus Luzardo tonight. He is responsible for both of the runners on base. You know, gave up 4 runs, possibly could give up as much as 6 here. So not an amazing start, but now we gotta stem the bleeding here. We gotta stem the tide as Anthony Bender comes on out. Only 11.2 innings this season so far, 3.09 ERA. So he's not pitched a whole lot, but looking to give him more innings here. And let's see what he does with a tough situation, as that is a grounder, and Jazz Chisholm cannot get the out. He throws it into the outfield, and now going to third base is the runner. Cooper has a little bit of trouble with it in the outfield, and that is a big-time error from Jazz Chisholm, trying to get a double play, and so I know he probably rushed it a little bit, but man, that was not a great throw by Chisholm, and now a run will score off of that, and now runners are in second and third for McCormick, who's going to cash in immediately and fly it into center field. And there's Jesus Sanchez making the catch and not having a chance to get the runner at home, and so Houston has extended their lead even further now off of that error. It is a 6-2 lead for the Astros now, up by 4 runs. So here's Louis Yerli Gurriel, over 2 in this game with a strikeout. He does have a ribby, as here's Bender looking to end this inning here. 0-2 is a grounder to Chisholm, and this time he will make the throw to second base to end the inning, and honestly not a great inning for the Marlins there, as a couple of runs are able to score off of an error and that sac fly, and man, Miami's looking down the barrel of a 4-run deficit here with going into the top of the 6th. So that is going to be it for Luis Garcia. Now here's Rafael Montero coming out onto the pen in the top of the 7th. 1 down in the inning. There's ball 4 from Birdie here, as they're looking to get something going right now. 6 innings of 2-run ball by Garcia. A good start for him for sure. And now here's Brian De La Cruz, as going to second base is John Birdie, and not really a chance. Man, he got there very easily. Only the second base, stolen base of the year, but John Birdie's got incredible speed, and so, I mean, I would like to see with him a lot more often if I can help it. So now he's in scoring position for De La Cruz here, and De La Cruz is going to cash in, sending a ball right to the spot he did earlier in the game, and he's going to get himself an RBI, as easily from second comes Birdie, and it's a 3-run game again. De La Cruz with 14 RBI, with an RBI there, and double number 14 on the season, as again, I mean, a similar hit to the one that he had earlier. And now Hector Neris comes on out of the bullpen for the Astros, and in 17 innings he's been pretty good, I would say, a 1.59 ERA, and so definitely a good pitcher here for Houston, trying to keep the lead right where it's at. And here's Joey Wendell, 1 for 3 with a single and a ribby tonight. And here comes a 1-2. It's a grounder to short, and that is going to be a play made to end the inning. And so Brian De La Cruz, he will make it a little bit closer here in the 7th with a RBI double, and the Marlins down 6-3 at the end of the top of the 7th. So we go bottom 7, and with a man on here, Tanner Scott looking to get in a very important shutdown inning after Miami just made it a little bit closer. Here's Chas McCormick, now 0 for 2 in this game. Does have a sac fly and an RBI, though, as here comes a 2-2 pitch now from Scott. And it's there, a slider, basically right down the middle. I'm not sure why McCormick did not go for that pitch, but that is not a great pitch by Scott, honestly, on 2 strikes, but he gets away with it as at the end of the 7th inning here still remains a 6-3 game. So we go now into the top of the 8th, and well, we're going to go back to a flashback here. Very first inning of this game, Jesus Sanchez crushing a ball over the wall for a big-time home run in the first inning, and so he's back on up here in this one. Home run number 14, I think, for him on the, or number 13 on the year for him. And so here's the pitch, and he swings through a splitter, and Neris gets a strikeout there on the best hitter on the Marlins right now, and that was a great pitch from Hector Neris right there, and just no chance. So now 2 down in the inning, and Jorge Soler now coming up, and he's 1 for 3 in this game, and he swings and misses early at a slider, I believe, and that is strike 3. And that's the end of the top of the 8th, and that is a big blow here for Miami's chances in this game. Now they're down by 3 runs as they go in the top of the 9th against one of the best closers in the league, and Ryan Presley. 18 of 19 in save opportunities so far this year in 24 innings. I mean, he's given up like 1 or 2 runs, so definitely a tall task for this batting order here. What can they do? I mean, already 1 down in the inning, so not looking great right now. But I mean, it starts with getting a man on base, and that's what Garrett Cooper needs to do here. And he will, in fact, get on base. He draws a walk. Had a pitch inside. So, man, here we go. Man on first, 1 down. Here's John Verdi. 0 for 2 in this game with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. And here comes a 1-1, and it's a swing. I mean, good swing timing, but right to the center fielder who seriously didn't even have to move right there, it seems like, to get the out. Now, Miami down to their last out here in this bowl game, down by 3 runs. So definitely not what you wanted to see, not what Verdi wanted to do there. And so now, I mean, the odds seem pretty slim. Here's De La Cruz. He does have a couple of doubles and an RBI in this game, so, you know, Marlins, it's not out until the final out is reported. Here comes the pitch, and De La Cruz will line one into the outfield, and that is going to be a base hit. So De La Cruz will at least put some hope, maybe, as 2 men are on base here, as here's now Jacob Stallings coming up, and Stallings 0 for 3 in this game, 3 for 10 in this series with a home run and an RBI. Big opportunity here for him to come through. Here's the 1-1, and it's a line shot right back up the middle. Ground ball. That's going to score a runner here around third, and that is going to score a run. The throw goes kind of crazy here, but we're not going to try and test the runners there. We're going to keep them right where they're at. And Jacob Stallings, okay, makes it a 4-6 game, and here comes Phil Maton out now from the bullpen here for the Houston Astros. So a 4-6 game. Now here's Joey Wendell, and he swings at that 2-1. It's a perfect swing timing, and there goes a base into the outfield, and Jacob Stallings now, he's going to come around and score. And oh baby, here comes Miami. It's a 1-run ball game now, 5-6. So the Marlins are not quite dead yet in this one. How about 3 singles in a row here from the Marlins, and 2 runs in a row? Now it's Jesus Sanchez coming up, and Jesus Sanchez, of course, had that home run in the first inning. How big would another monster hit right here be? I mean, this is all happening basically with 2 outs. So here's Jesus Sanchez, again 1 for 4. And with 2 men on and 2 men out. Here comes the pitch, and it's a swing at a pitch that was hittable in the zone, but unfortunately late timing and right to the left fielder, and that is going to be the game. And man, just a little rough there. Unfortunately, not able to rally. The rally there in the 9th inning is cut short. I mean, and the Marlins are down 6-2 in this game. They got 1 there in the 7th, and they got a couple in the 9th, but not enough. And well, I think the ground ball, that should have been a double play. I mean, how large does that loom now, as the game would have been tied with that base hit? So It's just unfortunate. It's woulda, coulda, shoulda there in that situation. That's all you can really do. But Miami does lose this one here. I mean, this is one of the best teams in the league. So, I mean, no sweat really losing in a series to Houston, the Astros. But the Marlins do fall here to 33 and 32 on the season. Brian De La Cruz, he was probably the player of this game. I mean, he had 3 hits and an RBI in this one with a couple of doubles. But a 5-6 final. And player of the game, actually, Jeremy Pena. That makes sense. 3 for 4 in this game. But, yeah, Brian De La Cruz, most notable player for the Marlins in this one. 3 for 4, a couple of doubles, and an RBI. Loss goes to Jesus Luzardo, who kind of struggled in this game, I'm not going to lie. Joey Wando, 2 for 5, 2 RBIs. Sanchez, 1 for 5 with an RBI, that home run. Jazz Chisholm, average is down to 239 right now. Jorge Soler didn't really do much, 1 for 4. But De La Cruz, batting 280 right now, so not awful for him. And you get a look at the pitching there. The ERA went up from 3.29. I mean, 4.1 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, only 5 earned, but 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Not a great game by Luzardo. The bullpen, though, came in and shut the door, as they've done basically all season to this point. But you look at Houston here, and, I mean, he had that home run by Bregman here, 3 hits from Jeremy Pena. Altuve had a couple of hits on an RBI, but Nico Goodrum also had an RBI. So did Yuri Gurriel. And Garcia, a great game from him. He got the win in this one. It was 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. So we go back to the calendar here after that loss, and in a series with Philadelphia here for 3 games, and then we're gonna set up a very important stretch against the New York Mets in the next episode. But we're gonna sim these few games here. I'm not gonna hop in on any of these, even if this would be a critical situation to hop in. But we're gonna just simulate to the end of this game and see what happens here. And the Marlins do in fact win this one here, 3-2. So they did come back. They rallied here. They got 2 runs in the 9th, and they got a run in the 10th to win it 3-2. So that's a big win. 34 and 32 on the season. And you saw a triple by De La Cruz in this one, who was 4 for 5 in that game. Wow, he had a great game. And De La Cruz, he's on a big time. He's on a really good hot streak right now. I mean, he's batting 290 now after that performance. I mean, he was 3 for 4 in the last game, 4 for 5 in that one. But Jorge Soler has had a crazy game in this one. 3 for 3 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. And the Marlins win this one here as well, 10-4. The offense certainly showing out, as you had Rojas actually got a couple of hits, but 7 RBIs from Jorge Soler. He had 3 home runs in that game. I mean, wow, talk about a game from him. That is really awesome to see Jorge Soler being an absolute powerhouse there with the bat. That was a great game from him. One of the best games that we've seen him this season have. I mean, 3 home runs, 7 ribbies. Joey Wendell had an RBI. Cooper had a couple of RBIs as well. But, great pitching here as well from Sandy Alcantara. He got his 3rd win of the season. And, 3.6 innings, 3 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Not a awful game by him. So, a couple of wins here from the pitchers. And I forgot, we didn't look at the pitcher here, but Pablo Lopez had another great start. 9 hits, which is a little bit much, but only 2 earned runs. He had a great start. So, I think right now he would be very hard-pressed to not be in the All-Star game. But either way, unfortunately there, we got an injury to Jazz Chisholm. It's not a very serious one. But another win here against Philadelphia as, man, how about this? Brian De La Cruz, man, oh man, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs in this game. He had another really, really good game in this one. It looks like pretty much everybody in this one got a hit. So that's good to see. Soler had an RBI as well. A lot of guys with ribbies in this one in an 8-4 game. So the offense here, these last couple of games, has actually been very, very good. And Rogers, he got the win for this one. Not an amazing, amazing game, but, not awful either. He got 7 strikeouts and 6.2 innings, so that's pretty good. But a good 3-game winning streak there. And you bring a really good 3-game winning streak onto this and now all of a sudden extremely critical matchup against the New York Mets. Look at this division right now as you get a look at the injury report there, it's not very serious from Jazz Chisholm. He's going to be back in the lineup here, and by the next time, in the next episode. So Brian Anderson will be in that spot for right now. But Hoy Soler and Brian De La Cruz, those are two guys on hot streaks at the moment. But how important now does this series become with New York? As 37 and 33 on the season for them, and we're 36 and 32. So a half a game separates us in this division. This is just kind of crazy, the fact that we're even in a conversation to win this division right now. As you see, they lost a series, their most recent series, to the Milwaukee Brewers. So, all right, well, we got a chance to really make some noise on our division right here. This is just surprising. We're all tied up, actually. So, I mean, whoever wins this series here, although it's a 4-game series, so we could theoretically split it. But this series is going to decide what the division looks like here. Both of these teams, same records, tied up in the division. So a very important game, very important games here in this next episode for you guys. There's a matchup for the for one of the episodes, but we'll certainly focus on that series versus the Mets next time. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will check you guys out in the next one. Subscribe for more content, and be sure you're notified when I post my videos. I will see all of you in the next episode, guys. Have a great day, and God bless.